You've reached MikNeg.
Call us best friends.
Call us crazy. Call us anytime.
This podcast is all about self-love, relationships, career, pop culture, and everything in between.
Grab your snacks and join the call. Hey guys.
Hi, how is everybody?
What's up? I'm your host, Mik.
And I'm your host, Neg.
And we're back for another episode today.
Today is going to be a cozy one. I feel like today is a real girl chat one. More than, today
Definitely.
we're actually talking about something that we've both been struggling with, and honestly a lot of friends of mine have been struggling with too. And oh my god, I feel like so small compared to that microphone. Okay, I'm good. So let's start with our three things, Mik. What are your three things this week?
3 grateful things. All right.
Yes.
First thing that I can think of off the top of my head is I have plans an appointment, to get my hair pink tomorrow. I'm going full on pink hair, and it's been, I guess, like a dream of mine for a while now. And I thought, like, why not just do it? And I'm finally doing it tomorrow. And yeah, so I'm excited about that and very grateful for the opportunity to work with the salon and do my whole hair of my dreams. So it'll be fun.
You've been wanting that for a very long time now.
Yeah.
Like the full hair pink. Yeah.
It's taken a while to think about it, because like I know when I would get the ombre at the ends, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I could do like the full hair.
The full thing.
A huge transformation, but I feel like I'm at the point where it's kind of like, why not? I'm young. What am I gonna do? Like be married and have a family and like dye my hair pink? It's not really the deal. So yeah, I'd say
you would be You'd be the funniest mom around. Like you'd be the coolest mom. You'd be like the cool mom. Like the mom in Mean Girls. That would be you.
Oh my gosh, not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Yeah.
I'm a cool mom. Okay, sorry. What's your second thing?
I feel like I wouldn't have the attitude to match it, but yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I have pink hair.
You have plenty of attitude to match it.
Attitude, yeah, sure. But like, I feel like as a mom, I would actually be pretty strict. Like, I wouldn't be like their best friend.
You can't be strict with pink hair. That's true. It doesn't.
It doesn't really match the vibe.
No.
Not that you can, but yeah, I'm with you there on that point of view. I'd say the other thing that I'm grateful for is, okay, so a couple weekends ago, when it was Thanksgiving and I was in Coburg with my family, my dad and I carved pumpkins together, and they're still at our house, like sitting on our deck. And I keep asking my dad, like, put candles in it. Like, I want to see them, like, actually
lit
pumpkin-y, like lit up. Exactly.
Pumpkin-y?
Yeah, like the vibe, the Halloween vibe. So it's getting to the end of October now, and I'm like, Dad, where are the candles? Where's the pumpkins lit up? And so he texted me the other night. It was really cute. He's like, Michaela, I'm gonna light up your pumpkins this weekend, and I'm gonna send you pictures. So I'm grateful for Dad.
Yeah, Dad is, oh my God, he's so sweet. That's so sweet.
Peter Kewen, what's up? And then the third thing, and I feel like this is something that I don't always recognize or wake up in the morning and realize that I'm grateful for, but my health is definitely something.
Oh my God, I know.
Because honestly, like I've been seeing on like whether it's on like social media or hearing through like friends and family, like there are other people like really struggling with like other like health concerns or like having surgeries or things coming up, and especially during a time like this, during the pandemic, like it just feels so like lonely having to like go in and face these challenges on your own, because like in hospitals and stuff, like you gotta like you can't have your whole gang coming with you. So it's just like, I am so grateful that I don't have to go through anything like that right now. And my health is something that I feel like I take for granted sometimes. And that's something that, I'm grateful for, and I recognize that.
Oh yeah. And also not having to be scared of not having to be as vulnerable if anything happens to you. Especially
That's
now,
true.
there's a virus attacking people, and like people that are more, you know, vulnerable in terms of like health wise are the
Yeah.
first targets. And so,
Exactly.
yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
get it first. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
So
you.
yeah, very grateful for my health.
I've never been, we talked about it, I think, in the last episode, but I feel like 2020 really made me realize that this is something we should be grateful for and that we're not
Yeah.
enough grateful for.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, definitely this actually, when this morning I woke up and I was like to my mom, I was like, I don't have 3 things to be grateful for. And she was like, say
Aw.
your health. And I was like, well, it's true. Actually, my health is definitely one of them. So, yeah, I feel you on that one. I
Yeah, for
feel you on that
sure.
one.
And then you can
Yeah.
continue with your, was that one of them? Your other two?
It was half one of them. Honestly, guys, I think that this podcast, we wanted to make it as authentic and as real as we could be. And
Yeah.
sometimes, well, you wake up and you're like, fucking not grateful for anything, you know what I mean? And it's been a
Yeah.
really hard week for me. I feel like this is going to be a really hard season for me in general because it's Q4 and Q4 is so intense for retail and e-commerce, and I think we talked about it also in the last episode.
Yeah.
But the things that I'm grateful for, I am grateful one for YouTube. I
Hey.
it's funny because like I YouTube is my first source of content. I love it so much. I watch so much stuff on YouTube. It's not even funny. I watch all kind of, I'm the most random watcher on YouTube. Like I watch very,
Actually,
very
same. I watch a lot of
random
YouTube.
stuff. Like
Random.
I
Yeah, yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I watch a lot of bullet journaling content. I watch a lot of um even productivity content. I watch a lot of
Yeah.
people on their iPads content. I
Yeah, I
watch
love that.
I watch BookTube a lot. Like I love BookTube so much.
Ooh.
Yeah, BookTube is literally my source of content for books. Like I don't read
Oh,
a
that's
book until
awesome.
I've watched BookTube. Um and that leads me to the second thing. One thing that I'm really, really grateful for are books, because books are really my way of completely disconnecting and being like, you know, off social media and being really um kind of like escaping and books have been definitely a solace for me this year. Like I feel
Yeah.
I'm a big reader in general, but 2020 all this time has really allowed me to read so many books, and it's made me feel really, really good. So that's one of them. And the third one is that it's the weekend. It's Saturday morning. I'm having my coffee. I'm like chatting with my best friend, and I got to be present for the moment because yesterday everything was falling apart and today it's a little bit better. So I'm
Oh,
grateful for
yeah.
this moment right now. Yeah. And I think it's important too to be grateful for the moment present, you know?
Yeah,
So
living in the moment and recognizing your present and taking it all and enjoying it. Yeah.
I
I
know
love that. That's a good
it's
reminder.
it's pretty important, and especially in the topic that we are actually talking about today. So um me and
Yeah.
Michaela, this podcast was born out of this same topic that we're going to talk about actually.
Yeah.
We, like everybody else in the world, we've been facing a lot of emotions during this pandemic. This pandemic has been really challenging, hard, fun at times, amazing at times too. But I have a lot of friends who still reach out to me, and we are right now, at the time being, we are almost in November, um, talking to me about how they feel so alone, how they feel so lonely, how they feel so
Yeah.
low, how they feel so sad. And Mik and I had a conversation this week about this too.
Yeah.
And we talked about how low we were feeling. And it's funny because when the pandemic started, the big message was almost like, it's okay to be bad, it's okay to not feel okay. But now the months have
Yeah.
gone by, and it's almost like that message has been left behind. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's been 8 months now, even more, I
Yeah.
think. Like, it's been months
Yeah.
and months of this,
Yeah.
and I'm still feeling that way, you know? And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, I know it's been tough. Like, even for myself, like when this all kind of started, I guess, the whole pandemic thing, like, yes, it was an adjustment. We all were kind of like, I
yeah,
guess, like, it was a, like a global thing, right? And it's kind of
yeah,
scary. And living
mm-hmm.
alone,
Yeah,
obviously, that kind of scared me, having to like put myself at risk or in danger, like even going to get groceries and stuff like that, and just feeling like alone here. And then I got to like go home and live with family, and like, so there's
mm-hmm.
been lots of blessings that have come out of this, like the whole work from home thing, which we talked about in our last quarantine episode. Just like the different experiences we've gotten to have because we're in this, I guess, weird, uncertain time. And like the way I talked about it and the way that I've kind of been going about 2020 is like, I felt like I was like in a better space, and I felt like I was doing really well up until recently. And
Yeah,
as I was telling Neg the other night, like, I just feel so stuck. Like everything in my
mm-hmm.
life, I just feel so stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been it's been difficult because when I like, I don't know what it is. Like, I know Neg recognizes this in me a lot, and I think I need to recognize more in myself too. Is like, I'm very impatient. I'm a very impatient person. And
Yeah.
so when I see like something wrong, I'm like, I need to fix this like right away. Like, I can't be sitting in like feeling bad for myself, or like feeling so stuck or so miserable. And I start to get in this like problem solving
Anxious.
mode. Like, yeah, and
Yeah.
anxious. Like, how can I get over this? Like, I need to do something about it. And honestly, like, there's not a lot that I can do. And that's,
No.
I feel like a lot of people feel the same way, because there is nothing we can do. Like in life, every day is unpredictable, but especially with this pandemic going on, you can't really
Yeah.
make plans. You can't really see people. You can't really
Yeah.
know what the next day is going to bring. And there's not a lot you can do that's for sure going to fix
Yeah.
anything. And the whole thing about feeling down, and like, I was actually talking to my mom last night, and she was like, yeah, like, I've been feeling the same way.
Yeah.
And, you know, and like, I think everyone basically that I've
Is
talked
feeling
to
that way.
is
Yeah.
feeling that way. And it's just like, you know what? You just have to sit with it. You just have to, you know,
Yeah.
like, let it be. There's not a lot you can do.
Honestly, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I thought this should be the next topic we actually talked about.
Yeah.
I feel like because of blogging, Michaela and I have learned to be very careful about what we talk about. We've been very
Yeah.
careful about
That's true.
the posture, like what we present. We've been
Yeah.
really careful about, if we are in a very depressed stage, to really show like brighter colors to the world, and
Exactly.
to try
Exactly.
to empower the world to kind of feel good. And because no one, in my head, for years and years of blogging, I'm like, okay, no one wants to hear about the fact that you're having a shitty day, you know, like
That's the
no one wants
thing.
to know.
And that's why I never would say it. It's like, I
You would
I
never,
don't want to be the one to put that out in the universe. Like,
you don't want to
oh,
do that.
like, I'm not having a good day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then
I'd
me and,
never be one to say this. I don't know.
no, you're not, you, especially you, I feel like I would be more prone to say it, but even then I would be more careful about it.
Yeah,
But we were
exactly.
having a conversation talking about both of our struggles, and I was like, holy, like this is a really good conversation, because you're feeling the same way as I am. And if I had to count the same, like the amount of times that I picked FaceTime up and that a friend was like, no, I'm not doing okay, like and I don't know what it is, I don't know what it is, I'm stuck, I'm feeling paralyzed, I'm feeling like scared. I
Yeah.
hear a lot of people that are feeling very scared and stuff, and I feel like it's an
Yeah.
overall feeling that's important enough for us to just like take it out of the box and just talk about it. Like we need to talk about these
Yeah.
things, because
Yeah.
it's important. At the end of the day, we say we want to talk about mental health, and I feel like this year is a huge year when it comes to mental health. And
Yes, definitely.
for me, I feel like this year, I'm not gonna lie, guys, this year has been my top 5 of worst year 2020 goes in there. Like it just goes right into there. I've been stuck out of my home, in an entire different country, forced to work, like at Canadian times, because obviously like I'm in Spain.
Yeah.
And I've been in this limbo of uncertainty that has made me feel like my life is gone. Like just gone. That I don't get to, you know, see, well, we can't see each other either way because of social distancing, but
Yeah.
even just like the fact that, well, Mik and I could be in each other's social bubbles, and she's my best friend, and I could have her support like what we have every week, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, also, I feel like this year has made us realize that physical touch is so important too, as important as
Yeah.
virtual like stuff is.
Yeah. And like, even just the presence of someone else, like FaceTime can only go so far for so long. Like
Yeah,
it's not the same. It's really not. And
it's
yeah,
not.
it's like you need that in-person interaction.
You need that person interaction. You need that, I don't know, make plans, have something to look forward
Yeah,
to. I feel like
exactly.
the bad thing about this year is that everything that we were looking forward to went to the bin.
Yeah.
Everything, you know? Everything. It's like, okay, you had a plan. Well, think again. We're doing it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
and lately I've been feeling, as Mik was saying, feeling very stuck. I'm feeling very stressed, over anxious. It's
Yeah.
Q4. There's a lot of work. I'm feeling very stressed, very anxious. I'm feeling very scared about the future because we
Yeah.
don't know how this is going to go. We have no
Yeah.
idea,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know?
And I'm like, I keep hearing scary things about it. Like I heard, like the next couple of years, I heard 4 years. I mean, basically we're in this kind of limbo until we have like a vaccine, right? So,
Yeah.
and that's all like unforeseen, not really
Yeah.
anything confirmed yet. So, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's very scary for sure to not know what's going to happen next. And
Well, yeah, it's just more than like the uncertainty is just like, how long do I have to stop planning for myself?
yeah.
How long do I stop thinking, okay, where is like you know what I mean? Like I can't even talk about it because I'm so paralyzed by it, because
I
I
know.
feel very scared of like the new normal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the new normal is very paralyzing to me, at least, in a
Right.
way.
Like wearing masks every day and everywhere you go and
It's not even
being
about the
hyper
mass.
aware.
It's just like my life already is like half in Toronto, half in Barcelona. If I go back to Toronto, how long does that mean I'm not going to see my family in Barcelona because of travel bans and stuff like that? Um,
I see.
Work conditions, like, okay, in my company, we've been seeing personally how things have gone downhill for the market. Like
Yeah.
companies have started closing. Like we've
Yes.
seen, because we work with a lot of brands, so we've realized
Yeah.
how much we are all in this together, and how a lot of brands are actually struggling too. And I'm
Yes.
like, I keep thinking, I've seen how the performance has done this year, and I'm like, how is this gonna
How is it
go?
sustainable? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I I I feel you there so much. I know. And it's been different for every business. Like I
Yeah.
know, yeah, I know even when things got a little bit better in the summer and you were able to kind of socialize a little bit more with like the
Yeah.
bubble, and I went out one time shooting, and I live downtown Toronto, so it was like in the downtown area. And like Neg, whenever we'd go out shooting, like we'd always go to like these little like coffee shops, and like we'd always
Yeah.
find like these really like cute like ma and pa like little shops and stores and different places like that. But when I went out shooting in the summer, you really realize like the effects that COVID has had on it when you go out in the world and see.
Yeah.
There's so many homeless people out There are like barely any of the businesses or stores or things that we used to go to, like they're not even open anymore because they had to close. There's just lots of change there, and it's very sad to see that. It's difficult.
Okay, I want to talk about, because I know that you've been really kind of just like me, actually. I feel like we have been feeling very like paralyzed by the fact that, all the plans that we had made are just like, even with each other.
Yeah, I know.
This dog. I hate this dog.
Gucci. I hear him.
It's like I'm gonna make a contribution to that freaking podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've. Oh my god.
It's okay. Just go on.
It's okay. Yeah. So, like, I feel like we've both been really, really stuck, and I really think that that's something that everyone can relate to. And also, we've been, as much as I'm with my mom, we've been kind of, for the most part, having to deal with loneliness because we are both working so much, and that, you're in your apartment and stuff like that. Yeah. So how has this experience been for you? Like, how are you dealing with living at home and like alone, and dealing with all those feelings of anxiety and just stuckness overall,
Yeah, I feel like for me it's like I'm on this very packed routine where like I'll wake up and I'll do like my 9 to 5, and I have like a huge checklist that I do for that. And then once that checklist is done, then I move on to the next checklist, and it's basically like my own content. So like I write a blog post, or I edit photos for Instagram, or I edit video content, YouTube, IGTV. I always have like something else that I'm working on. Then now it's like the podcast stuff. So I'm working on like MikNeg, and yeah, just honestly, like, and I feel like that's been a part of my personality, is like the need to always feel productive, but also avoiding feelings of things like loneliness or, sadness or things like that and I keep myself busy to distract myself, because if I tried to say like read a book, I couldn't focus because I'd probably, I try to read before I go to bed. Yeah, I try to read before I go to bed, because like that's like my kind of like wind down a little bit kind of mode. But if it's like the middle of the day, like I feel like I'd be so distracted or like needing to like do something. It just doesn't feel like productive to me, which is probably not a good thing. Like I notice that about myself a lot. Like even I'm not a person to watch like Netflix and stuff. Like if I like it's not that I don't watch Netflix, because I do, like, but I'll put it on in the background while I'm working, or like I'll be doing something on my phone while it's playing. Like I don't know what it is, and that's not really like that healthy either, because I feel like I'm not like forced to like deal with my feelings and stuff like that when I'm trying to distract myself from it constantly. And I don't know, because it's been hard to like know how to deal with these kinds of feelings, because I feel like there's nothing to do about it. So I don't know. And then on the weekends I'll like create more like content, so I'll literally just like record podcasts with you, and then
you just like
shoot all day, and I just fill my time. If I have open time, I'll fill it. Like I'll make myself go for a walk, but when I'm on the walk, I have to do this, and this. It's like, I don't know. There's just so many things to put myself to keep myself busy.
I think that you just like said something very, very important that is exactly why we're all feeling that way. I feel like you say that basically you are used to feeling your 9 to 5, and you're just like your day to day with a long checklist, so you don't have to think. And at the end of the day, I think so many people are starting to feel that anxiety and that unhappiness because they're forced to think right now. Like we are all forced to actually stop and analyze what's going on in our lives, and just like be like, reflect. Oh, I'm getting triggered by a lot of things right now. Like there's triggers everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, I don't want to be negative or anything, but it's almost like this time is making you realize in the mirror, oh my God, there is so much work to be done in here. Like, you know,
Yeah,
not at a
exactly.
physical level, but just at a personal level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing. And I feel like we touched on this too in our last quarantine episode, like what we've learned in quarantine. And it's just that, yeah, you're not running around everywhere. You're very much with yourself and in your own space. And you have a lot of time to sit with yourself. And yeah, lots of thoughts come and you're able to kind of like, you know, go through those, even though sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I avoid it. So. Yeah.
No, you avoid it because it's suddenly the your mental space to it is just enlarged so much. Those are thoughts that normally with life, like you know, 9 to 5, get out of the job, then you go to the gym, then you do this, then you do that. It's almost like you have a very small window to actually think about yourself. And that's how I find myself. That's what I discovered about myself this year, is that every single year I'd just be like, oh, there's no time. Oh, there's no time. There's no time. There's no time. I'm here. I'm there. I'm there. I'm this. I'm this. I'm doing this. And now it's like, holy, I have so much time. And now it's almost like you have to just sit in a corner and think about all those things that actually you need to work on and that you need to get better at and that you need to understand. And I feel like this is a really good time to, if you're up for it, actually get in the work of being like, I need to get to know myself. And I feel like a lot of people don't know themselves. And that's true.
Like asking yourself what you want and what you want to do, because what I feel like, and like with myself, we talked about this like this week, just the impatience of it all. Like I'm someone who, like, if I write a list or I write down goals, like I want to be like executing this constant, like I want to be working towards this constantly. And I feel like a lot of the things, I guess, that I would want in my life, I'm not able to really work towards right now because of where we are and like what's kind of going on and what the situation is. And I don't know, I keep looking, like I keep beating myself up because I'm like, I'm making excuses. Like I should, you know, do things that scare me more. I should, you know, face all these things. But like at the same time, we're not really in a space where I feel like I can.
We can do that. Yeah. Which the comfort zone thing is something that you and I have talked about a very, like a long time ago, where I was like, you are in your comfort zone and you need to push. And I feel like because you're having that time, you're realizing about that comfort zone and you're like, oh damn, now that I'm realizing I can't even do anything about it. You know, it's like I can't do anything right now because if I move left or right, every move that you do right now is so dangerous for yourself in a little bit. Not danger, you know? Like it's like the risk of messing up right now is just, to me, at least in my head, is just so much higher than at any other time. And sometimes I stop thinking and I'm like, honestly, I go into those dramatic thoughts, dude. I just go into thinking like, oh my God, like before I didn't realize how easy everything was. I didn't realize how easy it was to do anything, like even to travel, to be, I was thinking, you know, like when I go back to Canada, like, and get the border, I was thinking yesterday about the most stupid thing. I was like, they're gonna ask me so many questions that they would have never asked me like before. Everything has been just like the level of difficulty has just been amplified for everything to me in my head. And that's very scary, to be honest.
Yes. And even people like, I mean, I don't work in the industry, but like any kind of like film or TV production or like any kind of thing where they are trying to move on, it's like you have to take COVID tests. Even like if you're trying to do family members and like nursing homes, like you have to take a COVID test before you go. Like there's all of these other like hoops you have to jump through in order to do like simple things that you used to be able to do before. And it's, you know, it really does put that blockage. And then it's kind of like, well, it like, you know, is it really worth doing all that and whatever. But yeah, it just, it does make things more difficult. And the border thing, like you mentioned, it's like, that's true. They probably will ask you a lot more.
They're probably like, will take me to jail. No, I'm kidding. But like, you know, I feel like the same way that you were saying, I feel like this pandemic has really pushed me to just face a lot of things, of thoughts that I was not willing to face before.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes, and I have a really good friend who like was talking to me about the same. We have that conversation and I'm like, you have this to get over with. You do. You do. And she's like, I know I do. And then I'm like, well, take this time to do so. And she's like, it's just very hard to go through this right now. Like, because it's like when you have baggage to deal with, when you have a big thing to fix about yourself. Let's say, I'm trying to find a tangible example for this. But for example, I feel like for you, the patience things, for example, like, the patient thing is manifests in every place in your life. You know what I mean? Like it manifests really heavily. So you're like having to start to work on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want to work. Like, it's just like, it feels like a lot of emotional exhaustion. And it's like, we're already emotionally exhausted by this year. You know what I mean?
I know.
And it's like, you have to deal with stuff. You have the time to deal with stuff. But at the same time, you're like, I don't want to deal with stuff.
That's the thing. And something that I've been trying to like get myself help myself, I guess, is I've been trying to journal a lot more and reflect on all of these types of things. Like, I think even like you had some really good points the other night when we were talking, and like what things have gone well this year, what successes have you had, and then what do you need to work on? Like, what other things are there left to reflect on and learn from? So I've been trying to journal more, which has been good because you can really dig deep and then write out all your thoughts, feelings, everything. And it's good. It's good just to get it out in a way. So I've been trying to do that. And been watching a lot of reality TV. So funny.
Honestly, if you need to like put your brains down to like, something a little bit lighthearted, that's fine. That's what books mean to me, honestly, to the fact that I don't have to think about my own life, you know what I mean? But I feel like, as Mik was saying right now, like last night 2 nights ago when we were talking about it, we were talking about how we are also impatient. Like, we are an impatient generation. It's not just you.
Instant gratification.
Overall, we are all super impatient. We all need to have shit happening for us right now. If it doesn't, we get frustrated. If it doesn't, we're unsuccessful. If it doesn't, we're unvaluable as human beings. And it's like, I think it's very important for all of us to remember that all of our lives have been affected in some kind of way. And
100%.
Even if you want to go at a very, very fast rhythm right now, even if you want to achieve all those goals, dude, I'm 28. I want to make it on Forbes 30 by I'm 30 and I'm already late. You know what I mean? But like,
it's not too late.
True. Well, I'm 28, which means that I have like a year and something to actually make it, which is going to be a stretch, but we're going to make it. I'm always like a last minute person. Like, I'm putting it into the universe right now. But like, I feel like it's important to like realize that no one is going as fast as they want to right now. No one is doing big moves right now. There's no one who's doing this, and you can't beat yourself up for the reason.
You can't.
Exactly. You can't feel like that. And I know it's very hard because you had expectation last year about where you would be this time of the year, and you're not there, and you're like, holy ish, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm doing everything wrong. I'm not working as fast as I should be doing. You try to be more productive, but you're producting without even wanting to be productive because you're depressed and feeling really low. And it's very kind of, to me, I always try to stay very grounded in the moment present and just like realize all of our lives are doing like sideways right now.
Everyone's in the same boat. Exactly. Like, you might be feeling this way, but everyone else is dealing with something
similar.
It's effects of this pandemic, of the way of the world right now. And exactly like you said, I think you made really good points, like feeling like, you know, you're unsuccessful, you're not where you want to be this year, you feel like, you know, unvaluable, whatever. It's like, no, that's so not
that's
true,
not.
because everyone's dealing with it. Everyone's dealing with the same issues,
We're all
thing.
dealing with the same, and at the end of the day, I feel like it's important that we learn to be less impatient. I feel like this year is the takeaway of this year is to not expect instant results. It's like you put in an image into the world and you get 2,000 likes. No, it's just we were so used to things going so quick. Like, and I feel like during the last years, I've noticed like a velocity of information, a velocity of situations, a velocity, like everything goes so fast. Like, it's like, even you as yourself, we change so much more month over month than we did 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much influx of everything that comes toward us. And at some point, we don't realize, because we continue growing, that this is too fast, that at some point you need to stop a little bit. You need to chill a little bit. And that because you chill, it's okay. Like, it's not, you're not missing out on anything. You're not like gonna, you know, miss out on the Forbes 30 list or anything.
Exactly.
I just think that we need to learn to slow down. We don't know how to slow down, and we feel bad because we can't slow down. Yeah, go ahead.
And there's I think there's, what do you call it, like a stigma attached to doing things slower, because you're more glorified or rewarded or more successful if you do things quickly. Like,
that's
people
true.
who started businesses at the beginning of quarantine and they're raking in like millions of dollars now. It's like, they're amazing people. Like, how did you do it? It's like, that's great that they were able to achieve those things, but that's not the way the world works all the time. And that's not it's not like an attainable, realistic type of goal or thing to look up to, you know? And I feel like I agree with you that we should slow down, and things with like instant gratification, like things that we just like want all of a sudden, I don't know, crave that right away, that instantaneous type of feeling, and the impatience. I feel like, it would be much more enjoyed, much more appreciated if things came slower, you know? And we were able to just kind of enjoy that process a little bit more, and not look for it as like a right now, like we need stuff right now all the time.
And touching on what you were saying of, like, you know, people that actually made it through this pandemic, you guys, these people are making it in this pandemic because they have they have done a reevaluation of their life, and they've started again. They've let go of resistance, and they've said, hey, you know, okay, the plan has changed.
And you don't know their story before. Like, they might have had like 10 other failed businesses before they did this. So
I know, like,
never know.
their plan has changed. They have had the strength to say, okay, everything that I have planned prior to this has to be away for a little bit. And now we're going to be proactive. And this is what I think we all should do. We should be proactive, not proactive in a way where we're like, do more things, do this, do that. No, I'm saying proactive in a way. Understand that the conditions are different. Understand that your life is not going to be the same as it would have been last year, and how it was meant to shift you. Shift your mindset and understand that because the situation is different, that leads you to having to start envisioning, planning, thinking, and doing differently. And
that's right.
It's super important. The problem why we're all feeling so depressed is because we are refusing to let go of our realities 8 months ago.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because in the beginning, we were like, oh, we can change for a little bit. It'll only be like a few months. We can navigate through this.
7 workout outfits.
Exactly. Work from home. Yeah. All of that.
Work from home, workout, like
home
7
workouts,
books to
Skype,
read.
FaceTime. All the books that we're gonna read in quarantine, all my quarantine looks, baking. Everyone's making what did everyone make? Banana bread. Banana bread. Like that was the quarantine vibe. And now like that we've kind of, experienced that, I think we're all kind of getting a little tired of it going on. And
Of
it's
course.
a huge, like, it's literally like, I think obviously going to change lives for the long haul.
Forever. This is gonna be in history books, and I feel like we thought it was gonna
We'll
last
look
3
back
months, and then
2020, 2021.
we're gonna come back to what it was before, and it's like we're not. Like clearly,
We're like comparing it to what we used to know, and we can't do that.
we're not. And it's important for us, and I think that this is my plan. Like, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling alone, like take all that energy into redesigning your plan. Redesign it. Start understanding, redesign, like replan.
Because that's what I said to you. I was like, I need a life plan.
You need a life plan. And honestly, it hit me because I was like, yeah, you do. You need a life plan, and I need a life plan, and we all need to do that life plan. And when I say do a life plan, I don't mean start being bitchy to yourself and start being like, very, I need to achieve this, big figures, big followers, big this. I'm saying now is the time
know
for
what
you to stop.
Want.
To stop, realize what you want, because honestly, guys, the amount of things I thought I wanted and realized, this is outdated. We need to reorganize things over here. I think that it's important for us, now that we have the time to do it, to stop a minute and just be like, okay, what do I want? What fills me with joy? Who fills me with joy? Because at the end of the day, I feel like this pandemic has made it very clear for people who are your true people and who are not your true people. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
that too.
Like, who makes you happy? What makes you happy? What do you want to do?
So important. Yes.
It's very, very important. And you have the time to do it, even though we've been pushing it away for a little bit. Like, I've been like, I don't want to deal with this, but
I know, same. Because like I feel like I've always been someone who I always knew what I wanted. I always had life goals. I always had plans. And up until like times when I've been feeling very down, like gone through depression, and then now the whole like pandemic thing, I've actually been feeling for the first time in my life very lost. And that's why I feel like when it comes to these feelings of like loneliness and not sure where to go and stuff, looking at like a life plan is kind of intimidating now.
I know.
And like you said, kind of like putting it off, like, I don't really want to like think about that right now.
Because I feel like you're very you resist a lot to change. Like you resist a lot to,
I'm not good with change. Change makes me very anxious.
So
anything new, I'm just like,
you're like, no, thank you. But you don't know, guys, the amount of things.
It takes me a while to come around to things, I think.
It took me to push her to do some new things, but then she's like, I'm so glad you did this. But like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's very okay. True. It's okay to feel low. It's okay to feel like ish. We all feel that way. It's okay to feel lost. It's okay to feel like your life is somehow falling apart. I feel like my life is falling apart every single day. And also take this time to just like, reorganize things around, redecorate. Like,
redecorate.
At the beginning of this pandemic, I actually did a vision board. I did a vision board. I was like, you know what? Let's take this time to actually figure this out. Let's take this time to be like, okay, Neg, what does 2020 Neg actually want? What does she want to do? I'm going to focus all that energy where I could be feeling miserable and depressed into actually dreaming and visualizing for my future. And I put some things on my vision board. And that, guys, that was in March, okay? That was back in March. Like 3 things have already happened in a pandemic, which is crazy to me, okay? Like we will talk about it in an episode like dedicated to that, but look into vision boards and get into it, because this is scary how it works. It's very, very scary what you attract in your life. So design your new life. focalize that energy into feeling that there's something to look forward to. You can change. You can find new solaces in stillness. You know, you can find new things to be happy about in stillness. We did a whole podcast, you know, in quarantine, being away from each other.
I know. And planned and executed the whole thing. Yeah. And yeah, we've learned a lot in the process. It's been fun. It's been something that we're both really really excited about, and very proud to get to work on with each other. So it's been good.
Which also says try new things, you know? Be like, you know, I feel like we all have something that we've been wanting to do forever. Me and Mik have been talking about podcasts for years now. So do those things that you say you're too scared to do, that you're too scared of trying out, that you're too scared of endeavoring. Start planning that thing and do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Because it's all about doing. Like,
it's all about doing.
You just gotta dive right in.
You just gotta
Don't dip your toe. You gotta, start and then go for it. Exactly.
Yeah, like honestly, I think that trying new things have been really cool this year. I've been painting a lot. I've been trying to be more artsy, and I've been like, you know, I've set myself to read 50 books this year, and I'm almost about to reach that goal, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
I've been doing a lot of things that I know fill me with joy, and then I've been trying to reinvent my life in ways, you know? So I feel like this has made me feel way more excited about life in general, and less scared that and overthink, you know? When you focalize your energy in doing things, that's what you were saying in the beginning. You don't think, right?
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. I know. I think that it's all in the doing. Like, even when I was in high school and I really found like what I was passionate about, you know, going to school for what I loved, it was all for me about like just diving right into whatever I was doing. And I feel like I had maybe a little bit less fear or less doubt on those types of things. And now I feel like in my life I've gotten myself in this little like comfort bubble, and so doing things that kind of scare me out of my comfort zone are like things that I need to do. So that was why I was so like, I guess, happy about doing this podcast and stuff like that, and just trying something new and really going for it. So that was what Neg and I did. And yeah, I feel like that, and that really helps you grow as a person, and like figuring out like what you enjoy, and kind of like getting out of your comfort zone and your boundaries, and just kind of pushing the limit a little bit.
It's all about that, honestly. It's all about really kind of redefining your limits, you know? Redefine your limits, have fun doing so.
And what you're capable
and don't be
of.
so scared. I feel like this year had made me realize how scared I am to endeavor anything. And I'm like, I can't be so scared about doing things. I just have to do them and then go for it. You know what I mean? Also, I feel like a very important thing about this year is that we talked about all those feelings and feeling lonely. I feel like look for emotional support, guys. Like, I know it's hard to ask for help, but like, I'm not talking about therapy or anything, but I think that this is the most universal experience that we will ever experience. And you all have a friend, trust me, you all have a friend who feels like shit right now. And I'm sorry, I'm cursing, but like, we all have a friend who feels like that right now. And reach out to that friend, talk with them, even check out on your people, guys. That's another thing.
Check in on people. Just be like,
hey, what's
like,
up?
Hey, how have you been lately? What have you been up to?
Even if it's really random, just check in on people. It helps. I feel like I have deepened a lot of relationship through this pandemic, which is really funny because I don't necessarily think that distance works really well for friendship /love. But I've had a really good conversation this year. And I feel like we are all starting to open up to have that conversation and to go deeper than we ever went before, because now it's like people are just not scared anymore to just talk about their struggles. So one of my things is like stay connected, but be very mindful about who you stay connected with, because if you're going to spend the little energy, emotional energy that you have on someone, you better know that it's going to, you know, fill you back in with energy.
Right.
And what else? I had something else
Yeah,
in my
you
head.
want to be hanging out, or like, yeah, putting energy into people that you know are going to be able to kind of give that back to you in a way. And you don't want someone who's like sucking the energy out of you. Yeah, I've had instances like this before. And yeah, just like things in the past where, you know, you know how you want to feel when you're, you know, putting time or effort into certain people in your life. Like you don't want to feel more drained or whatever from those people.
So also, I have received a text from a friend like a few days ago.
Yeah.
She was telling me that for her, this time was being lonely was really, really hard, especially on a romantic point of view.
Mm, mhm,
And as
mhm.
eternal singles, I think you and I can totally relate to that. But I was wondering, what would you say to that friend? Like, as you know, how do you deal with that, with the fact that, you know, it's a pandemic, we're all having all this time alone. Um, how do you feel when, you know, you're alone and you see everybody doing their quarantine together and like having like, you know, like those fall
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
activities
yeah.
together, like movie
Yeah.
nights together, and like you're here
Yeah.
with your popcorn and me and
I can relate. I can relate. I think though that it's funny because I feel like you I felt like maybe I took singleness like for granted. And I say that in a way
oh,
because it's like,
true.
because like when you're in a relationship, it's actually a lot of effort.
Oh my god, it is.
And yeah, and you're kind, not like you're emotionally responsible for them, but like in a way, like you're like, you are, what is the word, not entitled to them, you are like, you are
Yeah,
with them, right? and
you have
and you have
some
this
sense
kind
of
of
responsibility.
responsibility. Yes, okay, that's the
Yes.
word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
word I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, you have some kind of responsibility to them. And I feel like as much as it might suck to, like, you know, be by yourself during this time and not have someone romantically, I feel like this is still a really good time, even what we were saying in the beginning, to just sit with yourself and ask yourself what you want. You know,
Yeah.
this is a really
Yeah.
great time for your own growth, for your own
Yeah.
on yourself, and
Yeah.
for you to be able to work towards being a better person for the person that you're going to end up with in the future.
Yeah.
So these are all good things. This is not something, you know, to look down on or to think that, you know, I wish that I was in a relationship. Because like, what if you're in a relationship and like it wasn't the right relationship for you? Like, what if you guys were having issues or there were problems and you had to live with that in quarantine? It's like, you don't want to wish that upon yourself. So
Honestly,
um
I feel
it could
like,
always be worse.
yeah.
It could always
I
be
feel
worse. You
like
gotta be in the moment.
I feel like this time is making you realize that what we said in the beginning, how much you have to work on, and
Yeah.
it's making you realize that you can be a better individual. It's making you realize that you could be a healthier individual.
Healthier. Yes.
And I
Yes.
feel like a lot of times when you feel lonely and you need someone around you, I always think that you're ready for a relationship when you're totally capable of
Good
being
on
on
your
your
own.
own, you know.
Yeah.
And if you're not, like, if you're at home and you're like, oh, I wish someone was here, it's because you wish you could actually like be busy again, get busy with that person and forget about your own drama and your own thing that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I know I put a lot of importance on like all the things that you have to deal with within yourself, but that's because I truly genuinely believe that every little trigger that you have will manifest in a relationship. Every trigger that I
Yeah.
have manifests in um my friendship relationships. And
Yeah.
I feel like it's very important for you to be like, one, like starting a relationship, starting anything right now, like feels very, very, very high maintenance to me. And not only high maintenance, but very kind of hard in a sense where we're all dealing with very hard emotions. It's not a light-hearted environment to start a thing, like a stable, grounded, healthy thing in any way. And so I think that, you know, if you're feeling like you need that presence, you need that, you know, attention right now, ask yourself why. Like, ask yourself, I think it's very important, why do I want that relationship?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like asking yourself those kinds of hard questions, and just questioning in general. Because I feel like when I was younger, I didn't do this enough. Someone told me like, oh, you didn't go to university. In university, they teach you to always question everything. Well, I never questioned anything. I just went along with a lot of things. Yeah,
that's a
I know.
stupid thing to say to anyone. What the hell?
Anyways, so like I was feeling really bad, but like I feel like over the years, okay, point made, like I feel like over the years, my point is like that I've learned to question myself a lot more, and that's really good. You need to question yourself. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I need someone? Like,
and
yeah, all of
it
those
makes
things.
you understand your triggers too. Like this whole thing gives you time to understand your triggers. Like, why am I feeling lonely? Why do I need attention? Do I need attention because I'm ready to give, you know, a steady commitment and without, you know, drama and all that kind of stuff to someone?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and like you said, sorry, like you said with like you said with the, you know, the whole, I guess, it not being a very lighthearted moment or like something really good to start with. I feel like it depends on what your goals are, like what kind of things you want in a relationship. And, you know, is it just like something to kind of like fill the void? Are you looking for just like companionship? Are you looking for something, you know, more serious, like something like that? Because I feel like it, as tough as it is right now to kind of like do the whole small talk thing and just kind of like go about like, oh, this is great and this is good, and showing, you know, oh, trying to prove all your qualities to this person or whatever. But I feel like this can also be a good conversation starter and to really kind of get to know someone. And it's someone who's willing to have those kinds of more like vulnerable, open conversations. You could actually start something really great. So I don't think it's like you can't do that right now. But true. Exactly what Neg said. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Like what are the reasons for me wanting to do this? Yeah. Exactly.
I feel like here's the thing. I think I was starting with this more negative approach to it, as in like it's not you know what I mean? I think I was
I know what you're saying. I know saying.
I know you are. But like I think that I have to say it because I think that they don't know what I'm saying. I think that I was saying that because with the people that I know around me, I'm seeing people that are really kind of, you know, struggling in a way, like really, really struggling. And I feel like I'm saying that and I'm like, you know, I don't want to talk, but like just like, how do I say this? I feel like it's just and if I take this to myself, I'm struggling and I have highs and lows that are very, very, very prominent right now.
Fluctuating a lot. Yeah. And do you
I
want
to give that to a person?
Putting that on someone. Yeah.
On someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to be in a better place emotionally and mentally.
Just level things out, balance things out. I can totally understand there. You don't want to enter something if you feel like you're like this all the time.
Like this.
You know, just like, you need to get yourself in like a good space in order to like obviously like enter something or think about the possibility of it. I totally agree. You wouldn't want to be like putting someone through that, or, you know, having any kind of weird confusion and emotion and all that going on.
Like it's like, do you want to come on my roller coaster? Do you want to go? Do you want to do this?
And I feel like dating in itself can be a roller coaster at times too. So adding that to your mental stress would probably just throw things off as well. So yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, you need to be like in a pretty decent place and like, know what you're after, know the reasons what you're doing, and you don't want to be like this all the time.
Yeah. So for me, I think that that's what it is. I think that you like learn patience, learn to be patient, learn to
Which
be
is not
okay
easy.
with no. Learn to be okay with the fact that the moment is extraordinary for everyone, that it's okay for you to feel all those emotions, embrace those emotions, deep down in those emotions to understand yourself, how
Yes.
you're doing, build your new life plan, and
Yeah.
really kind of understanding your triggers so you can work on them and really tangibly, really kind of, you know, getting better. I know that I need to this pandemic, something happened where I learned that I needed to learn on my communication, that I needed to be more upfront, that I needed to stop being so scared of sharing my feelings to people, and that I needed to be like that I can't be in relationships anymore and just say like and just not say anything, because I tend to do that. I tend to be in relationships and just like, if I'm suffering, I'm not saying anything and I'm just pretending that everything's okay. And I feel like this has to come with my own confidence. It doesn't, I know that it really kind of, you know, it's good to practice it within a relationship and just push yourself to communicate. But I feel like it has to do with my own insecurity, because I feel like if I communicate this to that person, are they gonna go? Are they gonna leave? Are they gonna stay? You know what I mean? Are they gonna still be my friends? I still have anxiety when I'm texting people who are my best friends. You know what I mean? And I need to work on that. I need to work on knowing that the people that are by my side love
They're
me,
not gonna leave
cherish
just
me,
because you're gonna share like how you truly feel.
appreciate me. And I feel like if I get in a relationship, this will manifest big time, because
That fear,
I will always act out of fear that that person is gonna go. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I need to learn on my own confidence, on my own self-worth. And I think that that's by doing things that I really enjoy. That's by doing things that may really make me feel like I can shine through. That's by making me feel things that make me feel valuable as a human being. And that makes me feel strongly here, present, strongly, not invisible and valuable, and someone that you want to have in your life. And that's why I was like, if you have all of this to deal with, I think that it's really important that you deal with it first, and that you, because this manifests at work for me too. We talked about it in the imposter syndrome episode, but I think it's really important that you focus that energy into kind of like refocusing everything, moving things around, like change things up. Mick is getting her hair pink like tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like doing really things that really kind of make you feel strong, make you feel like, you know, here, make you feel like you matter, you know?
All of that. All of that.
Snap, snap, snaps.
Snap, snap, snap. But no, and even the things that you were saying, like the fear of saying something and the person like not being okay with that, or not wanting to like be your friend or something afterwards. And I think very easily put, it's like that saying, like the real ones will stay. Like, you know, it's someone who really cares about, he really wants you. And like, this is like maybe just like in your own head, your own fears, your own doubts, your own whatever. And like that can feel really real at times, but at the end of the day, it's like the person who really wants to be in your life and really wants to be your friend or be with you, it's like it's gonna stay. Exactly. And no matter the, you know, the turmoil, the problems, the, you know, arguments or whatever might come up, it's like it's someone that's willing to work through that and, you know, obviously build on that relationship. So yeah,
I agree.
That's it.
100%, guys.
100%. Exactly. So yeah,
I think that we went around like all our most darkest, most
yeah, I feel like we touched on a lot, but guys, the struggle is real. I definitely know that this pandemic has been hard on so many people and like everyone in so many ways. And yeah, it's been real. It really has. So, you know, I'm still dealing with it and I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with it. I don't have all the right answers, but I feel like we said, just to sit in that and really reflect with yourself. And this is a time to be quiet and really, you know, look into yourself on that. So,
but at the same time, don't stay in isolation. Stay connected to your people.
No, exactly.
Sure you talk about it. Make sure you share your experiences. Make sure you navigate them with people that really know you. and appreciate you.
Exactly.
And yeah, get excited, guys. I think the first thing I should have said, get excited by this, because I truly believe that everything's meant to be. I truly believe that this time for all of us is something that's meant to happen for us to stop, reflect, change, be proactive, and just be excited by it, because I'm sure that if you take the time to do the work, and if you take the time to understand your triggers, understand why you're feeling that way, and starting to find solace in things that make you feel better, I feel like on the long run, we'll look at this year and be like, if 2020 hadn't happened, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Yeah,
So,
it's stuff like that. Exactly.
Be excited. It's hard now. It's going to be better after. It's temporary.
It will get better. Exactly. Like, I don't know how long it will go on for, but it won't last forever. Like, there will be a turning point. There will be
just
a
like
vaccine
5 years.
Point. But it's not going to be forever and ever. And it is going to be a moment in history, and we're going to look back and be like, wow, yeah.
Wow, what a year.
What a year. Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Us MikNeg. You can find us personally at Persian Brunette, at Michaela Kewen. Make sure that you are liking, following, subscribing to the podcast. Leave us a comment, get us some feedback, rate the podcast. And yeah, thank you so much
5 stars.
for your love and support. Yeah, 5 stars.
Thank you, guys. We love you. We are with
Yes,
you. We are like, let us know if you have been feeling with those feelings as well. We cannot wait to open up the conversation for everyone to share what you're at. And guys,
our DMs are always open. Call us anytime.
You guys, you're the best. Don't forget.
You're the best.
No matter how hard times are, no matter how hard your life is right now, no matter how much you're struggling, you're the best. You have a light in you, and you can go out there and freaking kill it. You too.
Yes.
You're the best.
You too, Neg. You're the best.
You're the best. Okay, guys.
All right, guys. Peace.
Bye.